By now, it is clear that the global coronavirus pandemic has had an unprecedented impact on the global economy. But in spite of these extraordinary circumstances, Sumac Microfinance Bank has emerged as a resilient microfinance bank in Kenya. The bank has worked tirelessly to brave the pandemic and now stands at the dawn of a new era in the post-COVID-19 business environment as one of the few banking institutions with a clear roadmap on how to keep serving the market better in spite of the emerging circumstances. On this episode of CEO Speak, we have the unique privilege to talk to Mr. John Njihia, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Sumac Microfinance Bank Limited, on how the bank has coped through the season and what plans there are in place to propel the bank to a sustainable financial position in the coming months.
To address the COVID-19 pandemic, Sumac came up with a few strategies, and one of them is to concentrate on the sectors that had not been affected so much on the with the COVID-19. That was agribusiness. We did much on that area because, of course, farmers were not really affected, and the agriculture value chain, and also those who are dealing with the healthcare. We also got business on that line. The others, there are some projects that we had. We had to hold them in abeyance until we see what happens on this COVID-19, until maybe we get a vaccine. Then we negotiated with our landlords, and some of them were gracious enough and reduced rent by 25% for a few months, and we were grateful for that.
The real impact of COVID-19 has never been so grim, but as Mr. Njihia says, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. As he shares, some of the investors have held their investments in abeyance as they observe the market in this volatile period.
We have also discussed with our clients because some of them were not able to pay the entire installments, and we advanced some moratorium for a few months, and we have seen them coming back and start repaying their loans. Definitely the businesses have gone down a bit due to the cessations of movements and the restrictions that the government put in place so that they can try to reduce the effect of COVID-19. So we have seen some clients who have a bit struggled with their repayments. So generally, the financial sector has seen the NPLs rising. But as a Sumac, we are seeing a bright future. We have worked with our clients. We have restructured their loans, and we have seen them paying the installments, both the principal and interest. And we are very positive that even this year we'll post profitability. It may not be what we posted in the 2019, but it will be a small drop from that.
The intervention by government during the pandemic has been crucial for the economy, and Mr. Njihia is grateful that measures were put in place to help alleviate the dire situation on the ground. This, he says, has enabled everyone to work towards a future where there is hope that the situation will get better.
I must say that the government has also assisted the businesses. They lowered some of the taxes, like the VAT came down from 16% to 14%. They also lowered the corporation tax of the upper band from 30 to 25%. And also those employees who earn less than 24,000 were also removed from the tax bracket. So that has put money back to the economy, and that has assisted businesses and especially the SMEs to start rebounding back.
SUMAC has not only worked towards a sustainable model for the future, but has in the COVID-19 months put in place mechanisms to help its clients. Mr. Njihia was more than delighted to talk about those measures.
From March this year, when COVID hit the businesses, we went out and had discussions with our clients, because we wanted to understand how their businesses have been affected. We had a sit down and discussed, and the businesses that had really been hit by COVID-19, the clients requested for moratorium, so they were given 3 to 6 months holiday, so they were not paying within that period, as they thought of what else or how best they'll come back and revamp their businesses. And that period that they were given, they didn't squander that. We have seen them coming back tremendously, and either revamping the businesses or tweaking the business a bit. And we have started seeing some cash flows coming into their businesses, and that have enabled them to continue paying their loans.
Of greater importance to SUMAC, though, is the need to remain a sustainable venture. One of the main strategies that would help drive this agenda is what the CEO refers to as sustainable financing.
Of course, going forward, we are looking at sustainable financing. These are to ensure that we have environmental and social impact to our clients and the environment that they play in. And we are looking at where SUMAC is, and especially the farmers and the daily farmers that we have. We want to ensure that whatever business they are doing, it's sustainable for a longer period. So we are assisting them. Like what we have done with some of our farmers is to ensure that they open some special savings accounts. Those accounts, they do savings on a monthly basis, and they can use that as a security for future loans, such that they don't require to have logbooks or title deeds to get finance from SUMAC. So we'll be looking at how much they have been saving, so that we give on the strength of that those savings. So we are also financing them on biogas, and also we are financing them on solar. Yeah, in Africa, the sunshine is there, so we should use that. This is the green energy that we talk about. Yes, we are also partnering with the agricultural value chain, such that we are moving all the way from the farmers to where these products, the farmers' products, are sold.
In this regard, SUMAC has in recent months partnered with certain organizations, for instance, Fresh Pro Dairy in Githunguri, to ensure that right from the very source of the milk that dairy farmers produce to the very time the final transaction on the same is done, SUMAC will be on hand to offer financial support needed. The entire value chain, in essence, is taken care of at a financial level by SUMAC Microfinance Bank. This is what it means to have sustainable financing.
So it's a whole complete value chain that we are looking at to ensure that the financial it's sustainable. Yes, and doing that will also ensure that SUMAC business is also sustainable for long.
Green energy, which comprises products such as solar lighting and biogas, seems to be top on SUMAC's agenda of sustainable financing. And as Mr. Njihia observes, these are product offerings that are key and essential to the bank's long-term sustainability goals.
And the board and management are up to that task. In fact, we have even funders who fund us on that line, and we have targets to move on the green energy. And that's the way to go to the world.
In terms of its goals, SOMAC is still on track to post a profit this year, even though it might not be as strong a showing due to COVID-19. The long-term goals of the bank are still intact, and their pursuit has never been of greater focus.
Yeah, I must say that there are some goals that we are still on track. Of course, others have been affected by COVID-19. Like growing the business profitably, we are still on track. And even the year 2020, we are still going to post profitability. So that line is still there. We thought, of course, the profit would be higher than we had posted in 2019. But this is a year of survival. So it's a survival first for the business. Then we can think of rebounding well in 2021 and beyond. In the future, of course, we are thinking of opening more branches. We are also going digital in the coming year. We want to be internet banking. You can open an account using your phone. HSA banking, we also want to start on that. So those are the strategies that we are looking at going forward.
But the goal to improve on profits will always be central to the bank's objectives, and Njihia emphasizes the need to improve in this area in the next 5 years.
Yes, that is our biggest objective in the next 5 years, to remain profitable and of course to increase our profits so that our shareholders can also have some dividends. I must say that our market share is currently at 3%, and we want to move that beyond 5%, so to be in the tier 1 in the next 12 and also months. In summary, we want to grow our clientele in the next few years to about 50,000. By these, we want to open a few branches. We are looking at the North Rift, we are looking at Mount Kenya region and the coastal region. So those ones will assist us to move and also to grow the loan book as well. And by these, I'm saying a quality loan book.